What's going on, guys? My name's Trevor. I help e-commerce brands scale, and this is exactly how I generated my client $34,694.57 in revenue in just 61 days without any of the guru BS. Okay, like I'm sure you've been down the rabbit holes before. Use this ad strategy, do this, do that. SMS is king. Oh, all you need is a couple things to go viral, and then you have a brand. Forget all that. This is literally what works. This is tried and true methods. This is literally what helps brands scale every single day. This is completely BS free, and I'm going to just give it to you guys all for free. I don't know how long this is going to be. Please just strap in. If you're serious about, scaling your brand, it really shouldn't be a big deal. But there's not going to be crazy graphics popping up. There's not going to be, freaking flashy, all this crap. There's no Lambos, okay? This is literally nothing but freaking sauce for the entire time I'm going to be on your screen. So, and this was for a six-figure brand. Just for reference, six-figure brand. Kid was stuck at $15,000 months, I believe. He was just doing straight organic, and he wanted to take his brand to the next level, so he came to me, and we did this. So this is literally a 4-step guide. You can follow this if you want to. I highly suggest you do, because I don't really see many people going this in detail about stuff. A lot of it's very general. I'm going to get into the weeds. So if you're not willing to go into the weeds and you want to just keep, messing around and not seeing success, that's all you. But if you're actually dead serious about doing this stuff, lock in, stick with me, and let's get right into it. So I'm sure you've seen a million ads on freaking Instagram, like some dude's like email system, or like how they get a 17x ROAS on something, or all the freaking DMs you probably get as a brand owner promising you all this stuff or whatever it is. Those DMs. I've gotten them. I'm a brand owner myself. And I've sent these DMs myself, okay? And I'm not sorry about it, because I genuinely want to help people. I literally want to help people. Yes, there's money in doing this for people, but I get so much satisfaction. Look at this. Look at this. This kid was like doing $15,000 a month when he came to me. This is his month in November. That is freaking awesome. He gets to, dude, that is so, I could go on all day, dude. I love this stuff. Anyways, I plan to tell you everything that I did, okay? I'm going to give it out to you all, because no one's doing it, okay? And this took place in 61 days. In 61 days, we got these results, okay? And most people reaching out to you don't have results. They're missing pieces of the puzzle, and they're probably over-promising unrealistic results, okay? So throw this on top of brand owner, influencer gurus you see on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, whatever it is, that are going to tell you, oh, you need just a couple TikToks or Reels, or you just send your product to a few influencers, and then boom, you blow up, okay? No, all right? It may feel like you can't trust anybody, and that is why I just wanted to give this guide to you guys on YouTube today for free, because I want to cut through the BS and provide you with value that has cost me tens of thousands of dollars to learn, and thousands of hours of my life to learn over 3 years of trial and error with my own brand and other people, right? The kind of information that took my clients stuck at $15,000 a month to hitting a $55K a month in the matter of 61 days. And today I'm going to hold your hand through the entire 4-step process I've taken to do so. Before I do, please know that there is no magic pill formula here. There's no magic email system. There's no hidden freaking ad setup. That is the most annoying thing I see, is all these people promising this ad setup that just saves you. Ad setups are completely BS, and I will tell you why in just a few minutes. But just stick with me here. If you don't have a good product people actually desire to have, then no matter the amount of traffic you're going to get, nothing's going to come and save you. At the end of the day, marketing is marketing. I don't care if you're a streetwear clothing brand or an energy drink. The principles that I'm going to talk about in this guide will apply to your business, okay? And if you're anything like my client, who is exhausted from being stuck with his business, who was ready to scale, and who knew his brand could do way better than it was already doing, then all I ask of you right now is to close out all your tabs, put your phone on Do Not Disturb, and watch this case study in its entirety, because I'm going to take you through my process step by step so that you can profitably generate your brand an extra $5,000 to $10,000 all in the next 60 days. And you might be thinking to yourself, that's not that crazy. And you would be correct. Unlike all the people reaching out to you, I like to provide realistic, no BS goals that are actually attainable, okay? Because if it's attainable and you can actually achieve it, you're going to keep wanting to do it. I noticed when I set goals for myself that are like insane and I don't hit them, I become demotivated. So why would I want to set goals for you that are unattainable, like super unrealistic. I believe anyone that goes through this guide and applies everything that I tell them will generate an extra $5,000 to $10,000 for their business in the next 60 days of applying it. Okay? I really do. I believe in what I preach. So, this is not going to take that long. And look, I've also been burned by agencies. I've been burned by coaches and the courses like everybody else. That is another reason why I'm doing this. I literally just want someone to have a free guide so they don't have to worry about this stuff. And I'm just going to make this short and sweet and BS free so you can get as much value out of this as possible. But I do warn you, this is not going to be a dopamine-filled video, as you can probably tell already. There's not a bunch of graphics going everywhere, and I'm sure I've already lost a couple people as it is. There's no flash and glam here. This is not an art show. I came here to help people who are dead serious about scaling their business. And to be honest with you, a lot of business is boring. A lot of the stuff that actually works is boring. It's not sexy. But the stuff that isn't sexy is the stuff that actually freaking works. So, if you're ready to scale your brand, I want you to promise to yourself that you're going to watch this case study in its entirety. Because each step I'm going to give you builds off the last. Everything that I talk about today, it works in complete synergy, and for it to work effectively, you need all the pieces to the puzzle. And if you're missing a piece, you're missing out on money, plain and simple. And a lot of brands are just straight up missing out on money. And I don't need to remind you, money is the lifeblood of your business. So this can't be one of those things that you're going to say you're going to do later, because I've done it and you've done it. You don't come back to it later. So lock in with me. So step one, we need to find latent conditions, okay? And before I tell you this, know that I spent almost $5,000 learning what I'm about to tell you. I'm going to give it to you for free because I love you. This information is not talked about on YouTube. I've yet to see someone bring it up on Twitter or TikTok. And I'm going to give it to you today for absolutely free because I want your business to win. As humans, we all have what are called latent conditions, okay? These are mental, physical, and situational conditions shared by individuals in your niche and the experiences that created those conditions. In other words, this is why people buy from you. And you might think you know why people buy from you, but you don't know that for a fact until it's backed by data. So this is not just like going back and forth into DMs. This is inviting your top customers to Zoom calls and interviewing them. I've done this. It's very eye-opening. This is sending out an in-depth survey to your customers to get their feedback on why they buy. Also very eye-opening. And you're like, whoa, didn't know that. Because once you know for a fact why people buy and what draws them to your brand, your job gets a whole lot easier as the marketer, okay? For my client, we posted a survey on his Instagram story in exchange for early access to his next release. For my brand, I emailed a survey to my purchase list in exchange for a 20% discount on the next drop. And this is just general human psychology. If you want someone to do something for you, make sure that they're getting something out of it. Okay, so like asking someone to take a survey, like I had people ask me to take surveys all the time in college for their psychology classes. I never wanted to take them because I'm at a loss. I'm losing out on time. I don't want to do the survey as it is, and they're not even giving me anything in return other than a thank you. That's not strong enough. So if you want people to do anything when it comes to your business or in life, just make sure that they're getting something out of it. And I've also included the template survey that you can go ahead and just copy and use and send to your people as well in the description, okay? With that said, we can get into step 2, which is high interest traffic automation. So we got to set this up. And as a brand owner myself, if someone told me that there was a way to generate high interest traffic automatically for my brand, I know I'd want to know what that is instantly, okay? And I know it might have piqued your interest as well, which is exactly why I named step 2 that, because I want you to keep watching. And I also want you to see how effective knowing your niche's latent conditions can be to get them to take action on what you want them to do, okay? Literally, this is a perfect example of that. I knew you were a brand owner. I knew you were interested about growing your brand. I knew if I called it what I'm about to tell you, you'd be like, yeah, I've heard of that. You've never heard of this, and this actually is niche relevant. So you're going to keep watching to figure out what step 2 is. So I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but if you want your brand to scale, you need to run paid ads. And if you're already running paid ads, I'm just going to cut through the BS in a few moments here, and I'm just going to give it to you straight. Exactly what you need to be doing with your ads. Because in order for your brand to scale, you need to get customers, and new customers specifically. And the most effective way to do that is, you guessed it, paid ads. And the 3 simple reasons are: you aren't relying on an algorithm to show your ad to people. That is the biggest thing. The organic content's great, but it's completely dependent on if the algorithm likes you or not. Or if you're making content that's relevant, maybe you don't want to make content like that, right? There's a lot of things going on there versus if you find a winning ad, you can scale a winning ad for months and not have to remake it, and you can make your business thousands and thousands of dollars versus having to make a new reel every 2 days. You can target people more specifically, and you have measurable data to go off of, right? Trust me, I know organic is great. My client was doing $15,000 a month organically, no email list, nothing, just straight TikTok videos. And I think I got to damn near 6 figures organically too. I understand the power of organic, but if you want to scale, you're going to have to incorporate ads. So implementing paid ads has helped his brand explode, like I just said, because instead of relying on the algorithm to show his videos to people, we were specifically targeting people who might be interested in his project, guaranteed every single freaking day. So where can you do this? Facebook, all these little places, okay? But I highly suggest doing Facebook, Instagram. There's tons of information on how to do this. To me, it's the most straightforward. TikTok's also pretty straightforward. And as someone who's spent over 10 grand to learn about Facebook ads, this was on one course. I can tell you confidently that your ad matters much more than whatever trendy ad strategy a snake oil guru is trying to sell you on. Okay? There's a lot of gurus in the space that try to overcomplicate ads. I'm going to be honest. I've gone through all the courses. The secret is making good ads, okay? And getting started is easy, okay? Just run a broad campaign, put like $25 to $100 a day in ad spend in there, exclude people that haven't purchased in the last 30 days, and pump it full of killer ads. And remember step one. So we have all this information now, why people are buying from your business, and I was able to implement that into the type of ads I made for my client, which allowed us to go from a 2x return on ads in October. So every dollar I spent, I got $2 back for him, to a 7.26 return on ad spend in November. So every dollar I spent, I got $7.26 back for my client. So October, screenshots for proof. It was actually more like a 3 ROAS, but I like to be conservative. So we generated him almost $3,000 on almost $1,000 to spend. Pretty solid. I'm going to be honest with you too. A lot of people love to flex the crazy ROAS, and you're going to see a really good ROAS just now. But no, a 2.97 is pretty solid in the ads world. Like, I've talked to people in the space. Like, a 2 ROAS is good. Okay, don't get so in your head about stuff. Okay, but in November we were able to generate him $20,000. Almost 2,100 with a 7.26, like I said, on almost 3K of ad spend, okay? So, because we knew why his customers were buying. So, our ads were killer. Our ads were great, and it allowed us to do crazy stuff, right? But here is another harsh truth about the ads, okay? Look, I'm just cutting through the BS, saving you some time. It's all about testing. At the end of the day, it's all about testing. You don't just like turn something on and it works, okay? Sometimes that does happen, but most of the time you're just going to have to keep testing ads until you find a winner. And one ad can change your whole freaking life, dude. Basically what happened with us, like 2 or 3 of his ads caught on that we were testing, and freaking off to the races, bro. So you test different campaigns, different ads, test, like at the end of the day. But if you're still lost on ads, totally fine. I get it. Just DM me on Instagram. My Instagram's in the bio description down here. Just click down there and you'll freaking just DM me your questions. Step 3, build a freaking lead magnet. Okay, so a lot of people sleep on this. Having a high converting pop-up, like the SMS pop-up or your email pop-up, is one of the most effective tools you can have long term, right? Because it literally incentivizes people to give you contact information that you can later use to retarget them based on the actions that they take on your website. Most people are not going to buy from you the first time that they land on your website. That's something to keep in mind. You need a way to reach them again. And it also builds a list of people interested in your brand to be promoted to at the push of a button. Think about it. You make that text, you make the email, press a button, boom. It's in their inbox. It's in their iMessage. Like, it's in front of them. They didn't even have to get into social media. They just had to look at their phone, and they're seeing stuff from you. Whoever stays in front of the customer the most is going to get the purchase at the end of the day. So The industry average opt-in rate for these type of pop-ups in e-commerce is a 3 to 5%. My clients sit at a 7 to 9% opt-in rate, and this is all because of a simple formula for making high converting pop-ups, giving it to you for free. Set your pop-up on a delayed timer so it shows up after 9 to 12 seconds. When someone gets on your website and something pops up immediately, it kind of spooks them. I've personally been spooked, and I just leave the website immediately. And sometimes the pop-ups are hard to get out of. It's probably on purpose, or just accident, whatever. And there are people are just going to leave the freaking website. Make your offer brain dead simple. Some people write like a freaking paragraph on their pop-up, and that is a really quick way for someone to not give you their contact information. Literally just, you have blank % off. That simple. It's not that crazy, but simple works. One step at a time. So ask for their email first, and then if you want their SMS, ask for that second. So literally have one screen where it collects just the email. The next step is going to collect just the SMS. Asking people to do 2 things at once is a lot, and they're going to click off. So give them the discount immediately. So you don't want them having to go to their email or having to go to their iMessage or wherever to dig up your passcode or your code that you're giving them. Literally, once they give you the information that you want, have it set up so it just displays a code on the website. So they don't even have to leave your website. They got the code, you got the contact information for later, and you're off to the races. And if you follow this, you're going to get results like this. So this is my client that we're talking about. I checked this up today. This is an older screenshot, but we're at an 11%. But at the time of the screenshot, 9.4%. This is another client I worked with. This is his old one, this 3.3, and shot all the way up to an 8.6. So damn near tripled that opt-in rate, which is freaking sick. So now that we have all this in order, we have the ads with the traffic, you doing organic, we have the pop-up collecting all this information. What do we do with this, right? People are still going to leave the website. Like I said, people don't buy. So what do we do? How do we retarget these people? Okay. Do we wait for them to see another organic post? No, you don't do that. No. We do something most brands are not doing, especially clothing brands. Really looking at you, especially the streetwear niche. Don't even get me started. Build a retention system is step 4. And now this is something, again, I see most brands sleeping on because this stuff is boring. It's not sexy, but it gets you freaking results that I'm going to show you very soon. Once you have someone's email or phone number, you can create what are called flows to retarget them. If you're into e-commerce, you already know what this stuff is. But I call this stuff a retention system because the goal here is to convert as much traffic to paying customers as possible, making you all the money you put into ads and all the time you put into that organic worth it because you're able to make more money. And flows simply just send the automated, if you don't know, they just send automated messages to your prospects over the course of a few days to ensure your brand, like I said, staying in front of your customer. If, let's say Adidas and Nike, right? It's kind of similar products. Someone wants shorts from Adidas, and they also go to the Nike website. Let's say Nike sends them 7 emails over 10 days, and Adidas sends them 1. They're not thinking about Adidas after that day. As brand owners and people in entrepreneurship, a lot of us like to think that people are always thinking about our businesses. They're not. People have lives, and people are selfish. They only care about themselves. So you need ways that your brand is going to get brought back up again in their life. Best way to do that is the freaking email and SMS flows. Yeah. And then another thing that I see people messing up on, not really messing up on, but just a huge misconception, probably due to the influencers we're seeing in the space, but you should be using both email and SMS, but if I had to choose one, it would be email. And this is simply because SMS is for hookups, email is for marriage, okay? So SMS is your sales, your announcements, or a quick, you forgot about this at checkout text. Email is good for marriage. So this is how you build a connection with your customers over the long term. Think about it. If someone was texting you every 2 days after you abandoned your checkout or you missed a date or something, you'd get really freaking annoyed, wouldn't you? But let's just say they're emailing you. That's not as invasive. It's not super in your face. And it allows you to send more messages over a longer period of time without your customers and prospects unsubscribing from your email or unsubscribing from your list, right? So in these flows, you want to have 1 to 2 messages for SMS and 4 to 9 messages per flow in email. And this is what the flows look like for my clients via email. And here are the results are of doing this. So this is my brand. In November, we did almost $6,000. 3,400 of that was email, and $606 of that was flows. My list loves my campaigns. Okay, we also had a release. So this client, smaller brand, as you can see, our flows did $597. Email also just ripping. And then the client that this whole thing is about, in November, 14 grand in emails, and $10,000 of that came from flows. So as you can see, flows are a very effective tool to help generate extra money on the back end of things. This is just autopilot. And here are my exact, this is the setup you need. This is how many you should be sending per thing, per trigger. And I'm also including this Miro board down in the description. You can just take a look at it and it will have all the flows, okay? So, and then if you want to get into this and you're not already into it, use Klaviyo. It's industry standard. That's what everyone uses. It has email and SMS. I used to use MailChimp and Postscripts. Klaviyo is so much better. And all right, we're almost done. Like I said, it's only been 21 minutes. It's not that bad. This is great, but what now? Okay, first of all, you made it this far. Congrats. And I can tell you're serious about scaling your business. And I'm confident you're going to crush it, because if you apply this stuff, I'm telling you, it works. But the way I see it, you got 3 options. You and your team can spend hours it takes to test and implement everything that I just told you, or you can dismiss all the information I've sent over, I've put into this, and you've watched, and just stay exactly where you're at. Or you can have someone do all of this for you so that you and your team can focus on making awesome products, making engaging content, and packing orders. So if number 3 is sounding nice and your brand is making $10,000 to $20,000 a month, I have an offer for you. I will generate your business an extra $5,000 to $10,000 all in the next 60 days by implementing all of the above. And if I don't, then you get to keep the retention system, the lead magnet, all the customer data, all the ads I'm going to make for you, and all the ads data inside of Facebook ads. And believe me when I say, even if I don't generate you this money, right? Let's say I fail, right? Your business is going to be better off than if you don't have this. Like, if you don't have any of this in play, your business is going to be better off, even if I suck at my job. All right. But you've seen the details. You see what I know. You see what I've been able to do for other people. I'm pretty confident I'm going to be able to get that for you. Anyways. Oh, and I'll give you a complete refund. Okay. So if that sounds nice to you, there's a Calendly link in the description. Book a call with me and we can see if we're a good fit to work together and if you are ready to scale your business. Other than that, hope this helped. I hope you guys can apply everything that I gave you in this for free. And let me know in the comments what you think of everything and if you need more videos. Anyways, peace. Have a good one.